Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Steffy takes heartbroken Taylor away after Ridge's ultimate betrayal? Steffy Forrester, Taylor Hayes, Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, Luna Nozoa, Dr. John Finn Finnegan, Eric Forrester, Nick Marone, Sheila Carter, Hope Logan, Carter Walton, Daphne Rose, Hayes Finnegan, Kelly Spencer. Steffy takes Taylor away after Ridge's ultimate betrayal? The trip to Italy that changes everything. We thought Ridge Forrester couldn't harm Taylor Hayes any more than he already has. But the impending Forrester Creations trip to Italy is going to be the worst thing that could happen. And this time, Steffy Forrester might finally say enough. For weeks, the writing has been on the wall. Ridge is engaged to Taylor, but we all know how this narrative ends. The people in charge of the show have basically put up neon signs to let everyone know that Ridge and Brooke Logan will be getting back together in Italy. A heroic rescue in the water? Ridge saved Brooke from drowning? Could they be more obvious? But here's where it gets very heartbreaking. Taylor's literal broken heart. Taylor isn't just going through another relationship failure. The woman has actual broken heart syndrome. Takotsubo cardiomyopathy for those keeping track. Her heart is practically failing from the mental stress of Ridge's continual waffling between her and Brooke. And what does Ridge do when his fiancée is suffering from a physical problem induced by his indecision? He's preparing to openly abandon her in Italy for Brooke. Again, because evidently 3 decades of this trend isn't enough. The worst part, Eric Forrester is eagerly plotting this reunion. Fresh off his own near-death experience, Eric has appointed himself chief matchmaker for Bridge, calling Brooke one of his 2 favorite people. Thanks for the support, Eric. Really amazing grandfather-in-law behavior there. A daughter's breaking point. This is when Steffy comes in and, honestly, it's about time. Steffy has watched her mother be used as an emotional tissue by her father for years. Every time Ridge gets his feelings hurt by Brooke, he runs to Taylor for solace. Then, the moment Brooke crooks her little finger, he's gone again. It's a destructive trend that would make any daughter furious. But with Taylor's health genuinely failing, with shattered heart syndrome that could induce a true medical catastrophe following this Italy betrayal, Steffy might finally do what someone should have done years ago. Get her mother the hell away from Ridge Forrester. The perfect storm for an exit. Let's be real. Steffy's got more than enough reasons to flee Los Angeles right now. Luna Nozoa, her husband Finn's deranged biological daughter, is armed and aggressively plotting retribution against Steffy. The girl had already murdered 2 individuals and previously kidnapped Steffy. Even Sheila Carter thinks Luna's too hazardous. Then there's the corporate instability at Forrester Creations with Carter Walton and Hope Logan's takeover. Steffy's secretly working with a Parisian fragrance expert named Daphne Rose to undermine them. A convenient business reason to fly to Europe, perhaps? And let's not forget Steffy's rekindled emotional closeness with her former Liam Spencer after his recent health issues. That's adding another layer of complicated feelings to an already messy situation. Paris calling? If she did hang around at Bold and the Beautiful, I think it'd be hilarious to see Taylor going dark and trying to split Ridge and Brooke up. That would be a wonderful twist and a nice change of pace for Taylor to become nasty and conspire against them. However, Brad Bell added that once Ridge selects Brooke this time, they're together forever. If that is really Brad Bell's plan for them going forward, it would be a waste of our time for Taylor to sit around sabotaging them. I'd rather her move on with another man or move away. Taylor Hayes targeting Eric Forrester. A new Bold and the Beautiful drama twist. One last thing that would be fascinating for Taylor to do, whether she stays or departs, is to target Eric for payback. He's been scheming and conspiring behind Taylor's back, aggressively urging Ridge to drop Taylor, and then Eric's being kind to her face. Ridge is a grown man, and his papa shouldn't be instructing him who to be with. Eric ignored Ridge when he told him, but out of my love life. At the same time, Eric smiles in Taylor's face while stabbing her in the back every time it's turned. I'd be comfortable with her targeting Eric and possibly targeting his marriage to Donna Logan. Countdown to drama, since Bold and the Beautiful is presenting those on-location episodes all of the week and into early the next week. When Ridge comes back to town, he's going to be dumping a nuclear bombshell on Taylor. I kind of hope she bursts on him. Is Steffy Forrester making the biggest mistake of her life with Sheila Carter? Bold and Beautiful spoilers indicate Steffy Forrester shocks everyone by thanking Sheila Carter for saving her life. Will this olive branch lead to Sheila obtaining access to Hayes? Finn trapped in the middle. Is Steffy Forrester making the biggest mistake of her life with Sheila Carter? After decades of blood, gunfire, and betrayal, one simple thank you might have just opened Pandora's box in Los Angeles. Hold onto your seats, soap aficionados, because what just happened on The Bold and the Beautiful has left us all reeling. Steffy Forrester, the woman who's made defending her family from Sheila Carter her life's purpose, just accomplished the unthinkable. She thanked her. Yes, you read that right. The woman who shot her and left her for dead in that alley actually got a sincere statement of thanks from her fiercest enemy. And I'm still trying to absorb what this means for everyone concerned. When hell freezes over, the thank you heard round the soap world. Let's speak about this jaw-dropping event that has the entire B&B fandom divided. After Luna Nozoa went completely off the rails and held Steffy at gunpoint, Sheila did something nobody saw coming. She threw herself in front of the bullet meant for Steffy, the lady who once shot both Steffy and Finn in cold blood, who left them bleeding out in an alley while she disguised it as a robbery. That same woman took a bullet to save her daughter-in-law's life. Talk about a storyline surprise that would make even the most seasoned soap writers envy. And Steffy's response? For the first time in their twisted, violent past, she looked Sheila in the eye and thanked her. The gratitude was real. The life debt was undeniable. And immediately, everything we thought we knew about this feud been thrown on its head. The blood-soaked history that makes this moment so dangerous. Now, before anyone starts thinking this is some heartwarming redemption story, let's remember exactly who we're dealing with here. Sheila Carter isn't just any evil, she's the villain. We're talking about a woman whose rap sheet reads like a horror novel. Shot Stephanie Forrester. Shot Taylor Hayes and left her for dead. Poisoned Stephanie with mercury to make her nuts. Held the entire Forrester family hostage at gunpoint. And let's not forget the big one. Shot her own son Finn and Steffy in that alley in 2022. This isn't someone who made a few blunders. This is someone who's been harassing the Forrester family for over 30 years. And now Steffy's meant to just what? Let bygones be bygones because Sheila finally did one decent thing? The chess game begins. What Sheila really wants. Here's when things become very fascinating. Sheila's reaction to Steffy's thank you was profoundly emotional. Tears and everything. But let's be genuine here. When has Sheila Carter ever done anything without an ulterior motive? This woman has been preoccupied with being accepted into the Forrester family since day one. She married Eric. She's fixated on Finn and her ultimate prize. Little Hayes Forrester Finnegan is her 4-year-old grandson and her ticket to permanent Forrester status. You know what's coming next, don't you? Sheila's going to utilize this courageous act. Mark my words, she'll start small. Maybe picking Hayes up from preschool. Then playdates at the park. Before you know it, she'll want overnight visits. And here's the really scary part. Hayes is old enough now to form attachments, to ask questions, to wonder why Grandma Sheila can't come to his birthday party. Am I being paranoid? Maybe. But this is Sheila Carter we're talking about. The woman who hacked off her own toe to fake a bear attack death. Nothing is beyond her. Finn in the middle. A marriage on the brink. And poor Finn. Can we talk about the impossible position he's in? His mother, who yes, shot him and left him for dead, just saved his wife's life. The same woman who's been keeping Sheila at arm's length with ultimatums and restraining orders. Finn's already proved he has a sweet spot for Mama Dearest. Remember when he hugged her outside the courthouse? Steffy almost left him over that. Now that Sheila's played hero, you know Finn's going to demand for more mother-son bonding time. He'll consider this as proof that she's changed, that she deserves a second chance. But here's the thing. Steffy's gratitude has limits. Thanking someone for saving your life is one thing. Letting them pick up your 4-year-old from school? Having them to family dinners where Hayes can get bonded to Grandma? That's a whole other level of forgiveness that I don't think even Steffy can achieve. This is going to tear Shin apart, and you know who's waiting in the wings? Liam Spencer. Because of course he is. The love triangle that never dies is about to rise from the ashes once again. The million-dollar question. Real redemption or master manipulation? So here's what we're all wondering. Has Sheila genuinely changed? Is this heroic act genuine? Or is this really her most skilled manipulation yet? Part of me wants to think people can change. That maybe, just maybe, Sheila protecting Steffy from Luna was her way of confronting her own past. Redemption via defending someone from a monster who reminded her of herself. But then I remember we're talking about Sheila Carter, the master manipulator, the woman who's faked her death several times, who's capable of playing the longest of long games to get what she wants. What if, and hear me out here, what if she organized this whole thing? What if she knew Luna would snap, knew she'd go after Steffy, and positioned herself to play hero? It seems absurd, but is it really that far-fetched for someone who's done the things Sheila's done? What happens next will change everything. Steffy's olive branch isn't an ending, it's a beginning. And not a good one, if you ask me. This fragile ceasefire is constructed on quicksand, and it's just a matter of time before everything comes crumbling down. The struggle for Hayes is coming. Sheila will fight for access. Real access, not just seeing him from afar. She'll want to be the grandmother who takes him to the zoo, who he runs to with excitement. Finn will support her, and Steffy will be forced to choose between her gratitude and her parental impulses. And let's not forget, Hayes is old enough to ask questions now. Why can't Grandma Sheila come to Christmas? Why does Mommy get upset when Daddy talks about Grandma? When it happens, and it will happen, this powder keg is going to erupt. Add in the fact that Ridge and Taylor's relationship is reportedly heading for a permanent end, and Steffy is going to be more isolated than ever. Without her mother as her strongest ally, she'll be waging this battle alone. Is Steffy Forrester making the worst mistake of her life by praising Sheila Carter? By admitting this life debt? By busting open a door that's been shut, bolted, and fortified for decades? Yes. 1,000 times yes. Because once you let the serpent into the garden, even just a little bit, it's only a matter of time before someone gets bitten. And in this case, that someone might just be 4-year-old Hayes, who's old enough to remember the grandmother who saved Mommy, but young enough to not comprehend why she's harmful. Taylor Hayes can kiss her wedding goodbye. Taylor Hayes is headed for an emotional battering on the bold and the beautiful. All indicators are pointing to heartbreak ahead for Ridge Forrester's fiancé. Taylor doesn't stand a chance of getting Ridge to the altar, and here's why. Keep reading to find out what's coming up next on B&B. Spoilers down below. Brooke Logan knows how to hit Ridge Forrester where it hurts. Since he has decided to marry Taylor Hayes, Brooke has reconciled with his half-brother Captain Nick Marone. Nick makes Ridge's blood boil, and seeing him with Brooke will give Ridge the nudge he needs to leave Taylor and reconcile with Brooke. B&B spoilers. Ridge drops Taylor like a hot potato. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest all hell will break loose in Naples, Italy. We already know that there will be a catastrophic accident and Ridge will have a brush with death. The Forrester heir will have a change of heart and realize he doesn't want to spend another second without Brooke at his side. So, Taylor will be left out in the cold again. Word on the internet is that Taylor will get inventive and could check herself into the hospital and complain of cardiac difficulties again. Last time her broken heart syndrome worked like a charm and reeled Ridge back in. But B&B spoilers say this time around it won't faze Ridge Forrester. B&B spoilers. Bridge is endgame. Steffy Forrester will undoubtedly meddle in her parents' relationship and try to guilt her dad into staying with her mom.